Hello students, today we start a new topic in module number 5, special work of a subject building construction and technology. So in this topic we discuss about special treatment. In a special treatment we discuss about water resistance. So here we start our topic. Before starting of the topic, what we discuss in this lecture, so we first introduce. Uh, so here we discuss about water resistance. What is water resistance? Then after we discuss about paint and varnish. Then after chemicals as a waterproof for a concrete. Then after brick bat coba coat and different tools using for water resisting prepare a water resistance structure. So now we discuss. First we discuss about water resistance. So waterproofing material is based on a bitumen and a tar binders and are subject subclassified as a four classification is given. First is emulsion and paste, then after mastics, third one is a roll and sheet material, and fourth is a sealing material. So here four types are classified to construct waterproofing material. So one by one we discuss on it. First we discuss emulsion and paste. So bitumen and tar are a emulsion are prepared by making a dispersion of bitumen or tar in a water in which emulsion stabilizers such as acetyl oleic acid are added. So here acetyl and oleic acid are added in a bitumen and tar, and we prepare emulsion or a paste, and emulsion are specially used for a waterproofing coating for making surface hydrophobic. So here we prepare hydrophobic surface. So it's one type of the waterproofing, and bitumen paste are prepared from the bitumen, water and emulsifier. So these three things add, and we prepare a bitumen paste, and these paste are generally used for the waterproofing purpose. And this paste is used to protect a waterproofing coating to prime surface before it it is insulated to prepare cold mastic. So now second type of the is a mastic classification is a mastic. So there are two type of the mastic, hot mastic and cold mastic. So in a hot mastic petroleum asphalt waterproofing mastic and asphalt hot mastic. So it contains bitumen and mineral petroleum asphalt, petroleum bitumen and synthetic rubber. So these three things are generally used to prepare hot mastic. And rubber bitumen mastic, so it consists of a rubber bitumen binder, a polymer additive and filler. It is used for the waterproofing the roof, and generally used for the waterproofing filler. Now second type is a cold mastic. So it is used without preheating at ambient temperature up to the 50 degrees Celsius, and in case of the lower temperature it is generally heated to 60 degrees Celsius before it used. So it's a cold mastic, and cold mastic is divided into four part: bitumen cold mastic, rubber bitumen cold mastic, then after bitumen paste and petroleum asphalt cold mastic. So here bitumen cold mastic is a petroleum bitumen diluent like a kerosene as a filler plasticizer and antiseptic material. Now second is a rubber bitumen. So it consists of a bitumen lumps, filler and rubber glue dissolved in a gasoline. And third one is the bitumen paste. So it is a cold mastic on bitumen paste. It is used in a plaster uh, cast water proofing work and filling expansion joint and building roofs, etc. So here bitumen paste is generally is a part of the cold mastic, and fourth is a petroleum asphalt and cold mastic. So it consists of a petroleum asphalt, petroleum bitumen, a diluent, and a filler. Now, third classification of the waterproofing is a roll and sheet material. So roll and sheet material are prepared by impregnating special cardboard with a bituminous or a tar compound, and it may be coated or non-coated, and it has two types. First is a coated impregnated roll material, and second is a non-coated impregnated cardboard roll materials. So here coated impregnated roll materials consist of a tire bitumen, tar material, tar paper, and petroleum asphalt material, and tar bitumen material are used to make a roof covering waterproofing, and in a non-coated impregnated cardboard roller material consist of a waterproofing tar paper. Now, fourth classification is a sealing material. So, sealing materials such as a rubber bitumen, izole, mastic is prepared by mixing the rubber bitumen binder with rosin, and it is used for filling the exterior joint, and it is also used for elastic linear and sealing mastic. Now next we discuss about paint and varnishes. So paint and varnishes also used for the waterproofing. So first we discuss on plastics. So plastic waterproofing membrane are made by the PVC and polythene in the form of sheet. So it prevents the water from the penetrating into the pores and voids in a structure. Tar bitumen polymer material are used for the waterproofing. Now next we discuss about chemicals as a waterproofers for a concrete. So here chemicals are added to concrete to improve the resistance of water absorption. So here three types of the chemical is generally used. First is a pore filling, second is a inactive pore filling, and third is a water repellents. So in a pore filling, alkaline silicates, zinc, sulfate, calcium chloride, acylated, and setting time of the concrete and making it more impervious. So it's one type of the pore filling material. Now second is inactive pore filling. So chalk uh, and talc improve the density of the concrete. So this type of the material is a pore filling material, and third is a water repellent like soda, potash, and calcium soaps, wax, etc. are water repellent material. Now next we discuss on a brick bat Coba coat. So it is commonly done in a terrace floor, bathroom and toilet. So in a next slide we take a different photographs or cross section part of the brick bat Coba coat. So it consists of a well burnt half brick cement mortar and waterproofing solutions or powder mixed with a proper proportion, and nowadays Dr. Fixit solution give a better result for a waterproofing. So Dr. Fixit solution is added in a brick bed coba for making the waterproof more effective. So here brick bed coat as a waterproofing material is preferably used for the terrace floor, bathroom and toilet. So here cross section of the different uh, building component is given. So here first photograph you exactly seen WC waterproofing with brick bed coba. So here you exactly seen at a periphery of the trap brick bed coba coat is fixed, and waterproofing is done by the Dr. Fixit, and above the brick bat Coba coat, top finish by mortar filling material is done. and above top finish mortar filling material. Mortar bed is prepared, and then after above mortar bed glaze tiles of the flooring is done. So this type of the only done on a WC waterproofing work. So here in a waterproofing uh, in a waterproofing, first prepare a RCC sink, and then after in a RCC sink we construct or we put the pan in a RCC sink. Now next photograph seen the bathroom or toilet waterproofing with a brick bed coba coat. So here you exactly seen in a figure. So first coat of the waterproofing is done on a RCC chamber, and then after RCC part, and then after above RCC first coat waterproofing brick bed coba is constructed periphery of the nully tap, and also at a same level, and then after above the brick bed coba coat IPS finish or a final waterproofing is done, and then after above final waterproofing mortar bed is prepared, and above mortar bed flooring tiles are flooring is done by the tiles work. Now in the next figure, waterproofing near terrace rainwater pipe. So here terrace rainwater pipe drain pipe is exactly seen at here. So here in a drain pipe slope is provided, and IPS finish is done as a slope is provided. So due to slope rainwater is easily drain out, and in a waterproofing here small brick bed coat is done, and here in a brick bed work Dr. Fixit waterproofing material is mixed during the brick bed work. Now next is terrace waterproofing with brick bed coba coat. So here after constructing the RCC slab, above RCC slab brick bed coba coat, brick bed coba is constructed, and above brick bed waterproofing course of the final finishing is done, and above final finishing tiles or another China Mojic etc. are done on a top of the terrace, and here at the periphery Vata with Kani is done because in a joints always in a joint parts water is infiltrated from the joint, and this joint is fixed with a Vata with Kani, and here this Vata is prepared with waterproofing Dr. Fixit waterproofing material. Now in a next figure we discuss about the glazed China waterproofing. So here you exactly seen in a RCC slab, above RCC slab brick bed coba is prepared, and then after waterproofing finishing is done, and lime mortar bed is prepared, and above lime mortar broken glaze tiles chips are fixed, and by the wooden hammering we fix the glaze tiles or broken glaze tiles, and vata with can is done at the every corner part, so it's easy for waterproofing work. Now here some of the tools for the waterproofing is seen in a photograph. So first is a GI pipe, then after line dori, then after jute or tag, then after sockets, chisel, trawler, measuring tap, and drum for filling the water, mortar pan, spade, and aluminum hollow box section of the 1.8 meter length. So these different tools are used for the waterproofing work. Now next important topic we discuss about the thermal insulation. So here provision by construction way so as to minimize the heat transfer between the outside and inside of the building is called a thermal insulation. So the main purpose of the thermal insulation is to maintain the inside temperature of the room of a building, which impart the great comfort to the occupants in an extreme and minimize the atmosphere condition like heat or cold. So here adjust the temperature or maintain the temperature inner side as compared to outer side. So here some of the advantages of the thermal insulation is given. So it gives a comfort to occupants by keeping the roof cool in a summer season and warm in a winter season. And second is that there is minimum heat transfer because thermal insulation has it save the fuel. And third is a deposition of a moisture inner walls and ceiling etc prevented by the thermal insulation. And it prevents the freezing of water taps in an extreme winter and heat loss in a hot water system. Now here different thermal insulating material is given. So here seven type of the thermal insulating material is given. So one by one we discuss on it. So first is the insulating board. So this type of the insulating board are made of the pulp of wood or other material which are pressed further by adding a suitable adhesive so to obtain a board like a wooden sheet, compressed wooden sheet. So these are the available in a various size and thickness. And these board are probably used for the interior lining or of a external wall or a partition wall. Second type of the material thermal insulating material is a block insulation or a slab insulation. So thickness of the block insulation is 25 mm and its cross section area is approx 600 by 1200 mm. And blocks or a slab are made of a cellular glass, sawdust, corkboard, and mineral wool and asbestos cement. And these blocks are fixed to the roof or a wall to made a thermal proof. Now third type of the material is a reflective sheet material. So when the sun rays strike over the reflective sheet, then the amount of solar energy is transmitted to the reflective sheet is greatly reduced. And hence such a sheet material imparts the high heat resistance. And such sheet material have a very high reflective and low immiscibility. And generally reflective sheet material are a gypsum board, aluminum sheet, steel sheet, or aluminum foil are different type of the reflective sheet material. Now fourth type of the material is a blanket insulation. So this type of the insulating material can be directly spread over the wall surface and ceiling surface to make the thermal proof. So these blanket are available in a 12 mm to 18 mm thickness. And this blanket is made from the animal hair, cotton fiber, or processed wood fiber, or a mineral wool, etc. Now fifth type of the material is a bat insulating material. So these type of the material are quite same as a blanket insulations. And these material are smaller in size and greater in thickness. And it can be spread over a wall and ceiling surface like a blanket insulation. Now sixth is a loose fill insulation. So wood fiber, wool fiber, or cellulose, slag wool, rock wool are the fibrous material and available in a loose form. And these material are filled in a space of the area to be made of heat proof. Now seventh is a lightweight aggregate. So different type of the aggregate like vermiculite, blast furnace slag, and burnt clay aggregate are lightweight aggregate. And if these lightweight aggregate are used in a concrete, so that it provide greater resistance to heat. and hence these type of the lightweight aggregate are used in a construction for the structure to made heat proof. Now in a next slide we discuss about property of insulating material or requirement of good quality of insulating material. So insulating material should be high resistance to heat. Second is it should have a greater resistance to fire and insects, and third is it should have a greater durability. It should be cheaper, it should be greater resistance to moisture, and it should be abundantly available, and it should have a very low thermal conductivity and a high density material. Now in the next slide we discuss about a general method of the thermal insulation. So here three types of the thermal insulation is given: heat insulation by shading, heat insulation by orientation, and heat insulation by ceiling height. Now one by one we discuss. First is the heat insulation by shading. So it can be done by roofing shade, but it is very difficult to obtain a good effect of the heat insulation by roof shade in a actual practice when the altitude angle of the sun is more, and it is depend on a type of roofing material, and it can only done by rising the height of parapet wall when the altitude angle of the sun is low. So it's a heat of the insulation by shading. Now second is a heat insulation by orientation. So orientation of the building play a important role of the building planning. As per the heat insulation part related to orientation of the building is planned in a such a way that minimum solar heat is transferred during the day in a summer, and maximum solar heat transferred during the day in a winter. Now third is heat insulation by ceiling height. So it can be done up to the certain extent by providing adequate ceiling height of about 1 to 1.3 meter above the occupant, because the effect of the vertical gradient and heat radiation intensity not more than 1 to 1.3 meter above the occupant. Means here 1 to 1.3 meter extension required in a ceiling height, so as a heat insulation. So here we complete our topic, uh, thermal insulation, and next lecture we in a next lecture we discuss about acoustical construction and anti-termite treatments. Thank you.